$10 car washes every weekend, only at Airpark Canterbury.
She's just 22 years of age and well on her way to achieving her dream as a pop star. Christchurch indie pop artist Rosetta has captured a fast-growing audience with her melodies and storytelling and rising online fan base. Her track, Girls Gone Wild, is nearly up to 100,000 streams, and she's now back with a bold new single called Miss Passion, and Rosetta joins me. G'day to you, nice to see you.
Hello, so nice to see you. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Congratulations on your early success. And as I was saying to you off here, I love your music. It's great. And I don't know if I can say this without offending people, but when I heard your music, it doesn't sound very Kiwi. It feels like I'm listening to artists, produced or like by the likes of Katy Perry. Seriously, it's great. When did you first realise music was going to be your path in life? Because it's a hard business to get into.
Honestly, I was so obsessed with like Hannah Montana and High School Musical and all those sort of like music-y TV shows and movies as a kid. And I feel like I got super inspired by them. And I sort of always knew. I did competitive swimming when I was younger. And they used to ask us like what we wanted to do when we grow up. And everyone put like Olympics. And I'd say, I want to be a pop star. And they're like, what are you talking about? But I sort of always knew that that's what I wanted to do.
I want to be a pop star too, but this is the third-rate job I got. How would you describe, for those who haven't heard your music, by the way, and I would really encourage people to look at your socials to find some of your music, how would you describe your sound and what kind of artist would you describe yourself as? No pressure.
Well, I think my sound is very like girly and upbeat. It's very inspired by like 2000s and 2010s pop music, but yeah, just super like fun and just like lightweight music.
Nothing wrong with that. You've got me convinced because I'm a real fan of the music that came out sort of in the 2000s and 2010. It felt like that was not so much the peak, but it felt like that was pop peak era.
I do agree. I absolutely agree with that. It's my favorite era of pop. I just think it was just like so fun. It's just like you can listen to it and, not feel sad.
Yeah. And I reckon it's timeless as well. Pop
yeah,
music
I do agree. That's most of the music I listen to is from that sort of era.
Yeah, good. Girls Gone Wild has taken off online. Were you surprised by how quickly people connected with that song?
I was a little bit because it's a wee bit different to all of my other music. But yeah, I think it's a really fun song, which is cool. But yeah, it definitely took me by surprise.
A lot of your music sounds fun to me. Miss Passion is a big step up in terms of your confidence. What inspired you to get that song up and running?
Well, I wrote it early this year, so it's been a while in the making. I sort of wanted to hold on to it a wee bit so that I could give it the best. I really wanted to do a music video for it, which was so much fun. But yeah, I waited and waited, and I've just been sort of keeping it to myself. And I was like, it's time to get it out there.
You work with some pretty established a producer who was responsible for some big names. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so Dan Martin was the producer for this song. He is amazing. He's so talented. And yeah, he just really got the vibe for it. I was definitely pulling all of like the Katy Perry early 2000s pop music and giving it to him. I'm like, this is what I want to do. And he perfectly just executed that. He's amazing.
It is. It's fantastic. Your social media following has grown pretty fast. Do you enjoy that side of being an artist? Because, if we're going to talk about the old days, say like 10 years ago, social media didn't play that big a part in the likes of artists as much as it does now. But in some respects, it can be seen as a good thing because you can bypass some of the record companies and start your own stuff.
Yeah, I think it's super cool. It's so different than how it used to be. But I've always loved social media. Like I've been posting like little YouTube videos and silly little things since I was like 13. So I sort of have always had a love for that on the side of it, which is super cool. But yeah, it's definitely very different. I feel like it's in a way that's good. It means that you can bypass the sort of record labels and stuff, as you said. But it also means that sort of anyone and their mum can post music, and it means that there's so many more people to sort of compete with.
And I suppose that's an issue that emerging and new artists probably have, is the fact that there is so much attention for eyeballs on the screens now of so many social media accounts. It's probably hard to get that cut through. Christchurch has produced some amazing talent, as you know. Has growing up in this city shaped your music at all? I mean, obviously Katy Perry's not from Christchurch, but Christchurch was once seen as sort of a backwards watered town, say 20 years ago, but now this city is pretty up there with in terms of media, in terms of what it's got going for itself.
Yeah, it has. Like growing up, there wasn't a lot of music in Christchurch, I feel like, for me. But sort of as the year's going on, there's like more and more musicians coming out of Christchurch, and like the live music scene is amazing. There's so much going on, which I think is super cool. But yeah, it's definitely influenced me, and I love like all the opportunities and stuff that probably weren't here like 20 years ago.
Yeah, well, even just after the earthquakes, I mean, you couldn't even call this place a city, really. You've built a loyal fan base. What is the dream from here? Where would you like to take this journey next? What's the dream scenario first, and then we'll talk about the realistic scenario.
Yeah, well, I feel like I've always been someone who dreams very big. Obviously, the dream would just be for the music to take off and to be doing it full time and just like playing festivals and doing shows and going on tours. That's the absolute dream.
And I think you'll get that. We've already done a few pretty big tours and things. So next year, what is anything concrete you can tell us about that you're going to be hoping to achieve next year?
Yeah, well, I'm playing Rolling Meadows, my first ever festival on New Year's, which I feel like is just an awesome way to kick off the year.
Congratulations on that gig. That's huge.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm so excited. And then, yeah, I'm working on an EP at the moment, which hopefully will come out early next year, along with a couple more singles. But yeah, lots of music to come. I've got so much just sitting, waiting to put out into the world.
And we need to get a music video out there. Any plans for that?
Yes, well, I just released a music video for my new song, Miss Passion, which is my first ever music video, which was so exciting. It was such a cool experience.
Awesome. Well, I look forward to seeing that. I haven't seen that yet. If people want to follow your journey and get in touch with your music, what's the best thing to do? How can they follow you?
You can check me out on socials. I'm on just about everything. Rosetta Loves Pink on TikTok and YouTube, and my Instagram is Rosetta Pop Princess.
Well, I wish you all the very best, and it's nice to speak with you. And do remember me when you become big and famous, please.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me.